To my left, over here at the red tie, is the President of Vietnam Veterans of America, Tennessee State Council, Barry Rice, and several of the other members of VBA. We really appreciate you being here to allow us to publicly say, welcome home, and thank you for your service to our state and country during very difficult times. In 2008, the state of Tennessee was the first state in the nation to proclaim Vietnam Veterans Day, which was observed on March 29th. This Saturday, March 30th, marks the 40th anniversary of the withdrawal of combat troops from Vietnam. Recognition is important, but I'm also happy to report that healthcare and services for Vietnam veterans is also improving. In 2009, the United States Department of Veterans Affairs added to the list of diseases presumptively associated with exposure to certain herbicide agents, such as Agent Orange. I know it's taken a long time to get to this place that we are today, and I know that there is still much progress to be made, but I encourage our Vietnam veterans to continue the fight to recover.
I want to recognize a couple of legislators, both of whom served in the Vietnam War, and who together sponsored a joint resolution to commemorate the 40th anniversary of the withdrawal of troops from Vietnam and to recognize Vietnam Veterans Day. The resolution was signed by both speakers last week, and speaking of that, I see the Speaker of the House, Beth Horowitz. Thank you very much, Speaker. But Senator Rusty Crowe and Representative John Reagan jointly sponsored the resolution. Thank you both for the service to our country and to our state. See our chairman of the Education Committee, Senator Dolores Gresham, who I think everybody is well aware is a Marine and has served our country very well. I also see Senator Mark Green, another veteran who has served as well. Art Swan, Tillman Goins, Kent Calfee are here with us as well, so thank you for your service. We have two members of our cabinet who served in Vietnam. Jim Henry is actually wearing two hats now. He's a Commissioner of Intellectual Development, Disabilities, and Interim Commissioner of the Department of Children's Services. Served on the River Patrol of the United States Navy in the Vietnam War. And Doug Barney, our Commissioner for the Department of Mental Health, served with the 82nd Airborne in the United States Army from 71 to 73. And Deputy Commissioner Larry Godwin is here from Safety and Homeland Security as a Vietnam veteran as well. So we want to thank all of you for your service. We're going to present this proclamation after we sign it to the Vietnam Veterans of America, President Barry Rice. Barry, you and the Vietnam Veterans of America contribute to our communities across the state, and I'm so honored to have so many of your fellow veterans with us today. I personally noticed your slogan, that never again will one generation of veterans abandon another. And I think we can all resonate with that. I was walking in the Veterans Day Parade in Knoxville as mayor several years ago, and it was at the height of our war in the Middle East, and several of the guys that I was walking with, I was walking with a group of people who were Vietnam veterans, and several of them were tears streaming down their face, said, you know, it wasn't like this for us when we came home. And everyone who served in Vietnam knows what I mean by that. And I think the fact that our country didn't do as good a job as we should of thanking you for what you did at that point in time is all the more reason we should be here today. So we are grateful for the sacrifices you made. We respect the cost then and now. And I'm honored as the governor to be able to sign this proclamation today. So.
State of Tennessee, proclamation by the governor. Whereas this year, when we commemorate the 40th anniversary of the withdrawal of combat troops from Vietnam on March 30th, 1973, signed, Bill Haslam, Governor.
Before I start, could I have all Vietnam era veterans, please stand or raise your hands and be recognized. Governor Haslam, Commissioner Griner, my brother and sister Vietnam veterans, ladies and gentlemen. We gather here today to remember and honor Vietnam veterans who have strengthened Tennessee and our nation through service and sacrifice. Vietnam veterans represent many generations and backgrounds. All contributed, Some were wounded, and 1,291 Tennesseans made the ultimate sacrifices on the battlefields far from our shores. Vietnam veterans served at a time when many of our peers, our elders, the media, and even some politicians were criticizing military service to our country as immoral. Vietnam veterans served boldly, while some rejected service and even some traveled to foreign countries in protest. Then there was commentary that Vietnam was not a real war. To that I say, for those of us who fought, and to the families of the 58,191 who made the ultimate sacrifice, it certainly felt like a real war. Then Vietnam veterans began arriving home and received what can only be described as appalling treatment, one of America's greatest periods of national shame. Upon our return, and in spite of how we were treated, Vietnam veterans have contributed significantly to the character and greatness of Tennessee and our nation. In large part, what made this possible in our wonderful state is that Tennesseans are a deeply patriotic and compassionate people who believe in and practice fairness for all. Governor Haslam, Commissioner Grinder, on behalf of Tennessee's 176,000 Vietnam and Vietnam-era veterans, it is my honor to accept this proclamation in remembrance and honor of Tennessee's heroes. Thank you. God bless the great state of Tennessee, our nation, and God bless Vietnam veterans. Thank you.